You know, I'm a regular guy that's trying to do the right thing for the state of Colorado. I come from humble beginnings. My mom and dad grew up working in the fields. My dad had a sixth grade education, never really learned how to read and write. And my mom has a 10th grade education. But I've been blessed. I've been the mayor, I've been a veteran, I'm a small business owner. I've been the president of the Denver Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, the director of the United States Small Business Administration. So I really want to represent the people, and I want to be the type of governor that recognizes that it's about all of us, not just some of us. I want to make Colorado again. As I travel the state and I talk to a lot of people, they're very afraid that Colorado is turning into California. And really, to be honest with you, it is turning into California. We have a lot of homeless issues. We have high crime. We have unaffordability. We have all the issues that California is dealing with. And so I want to see a state where all communities are thriving. Imagine for a minute, a state where small business is hiring and you got vibrant main streets and our streets are safe and they're clean and we don't have homeless people and we don't have issues with fentanyl. And more importantly, that our schools are teaching our children the things that they need to learn, not the things that they're currently teaching, like critical race theory and sexualization of our kids, but teaching them how to do math and how to read. I really want to see Colorado be a state that we can all be proud of once again. Is to evaluate what kind of executive mandates are still in the books to erase those. But I really think right now that the number one issue that we need to get a hold on is crime. If we're not able to feel safe in our community, safe on our downtown areas, then we really don't have a community. And so crime is something that I'm going to be working on. I'm going to bring back qualified immunity to the police officers. I'm going to fight for that. I'm going to be tough on crime. I'm going to hold people accountable for the actions that they do. We're going to make sure that we make fentanyl illegal. We don't need fentanyl in the streets. And so I'm going to be out there talking to people about the importance of bringing back community and making our state a state that is unified. Right now, we're divided. We got to stop this division. We got to stop this arguing and pointing fingers. We need to be a state that can lead the nation by making sure we solve problems, and we always put people over politics. We can't, why is it that when the people of Colorado voted to leave the oil and gas industry alone, when you got elected and you said when you were running for office that you were going to leave it alone, that you didn't feel that there was any issues with it. And then when you became governor, you supported legislation to truly kill our oil and gas industry, to truly hurt rural Colorado. I want to know why you chose to do that, why you went against the voices of the people when they voted to protect the oil and gas industry, and then you alone decided that it was something that you were not going to be paying attention to. How does she plan to connect with the hearts and minds of the poor, the hearts and minds of the hardworking men and women? Look, she is, and rightfully so, I mean, she's extremely successful, and I think that's okay. But we know this. We know that the governor right now is there's a lot of articles that says that he will beat a generic Republican. And really, I see my competitor as someone that's very generic, just like Walker Stapleton. And so how does she plan to get the votes from unaffiliated voters away from the governor and also earn some of the Democrat votes that we need in order to beat him? I would say that the jury's still out on that. There's a lot of questions across the country to whether the elections were held correctly or not. I'm not here. I can't honestly tell you because I'm not in Georgia. I'm not in Arizona. I'm not in the other states where there's a lot of questions being asked. But I really question, why is it that we're finding it hard to determine whether the elections were done accurately or not? Perception is reality. I would like to see people really look into it without any interference of the courts, without the courts having to determine whether they're right or wrong. How about we just take it to trial? How about we just take it in front of a jury, take it in front of the judge, and just see the evidence, just see what they have to bring forward. We've yet to do that. So I'm here to tell you that I don't know if President Biden is the right president, but there's a lot of information out there that gives me pause for concern. And I think at the end of the day, if we really look at it, we might find out that we don't have the right person in the White House. I believe that what's more important is for Colorado to protect the unborn child. Look, it's not about abortion. It's about protecting the unborn child. Abortion, when you use the word abortion, that's the termination of life. And I am here to tell you that I want to see Colorado be a state where we show love, compassion, and empathy for the women that find themselves with an unwanted pregnancy. I want to see us help them with more pregnancy resource centers, with more options, with more different ways of looking at, how can I continue to live a fulfillful life or a good life if I do have a child? Sometimes people think that, let's just eliminate the life. And this is what we're talking about. There is life inside the womb of a female. And so we must always focus on how do we protect the life of the unborn and also make sure that the lives of the woman is being enhanced or in some manner or another, making sure that they're not having to face these tough decisions. The red flag law, if you really look at the language and if you really study it, it is a think crime law. Really what it says is someone believes or thinks that you might commit a crime. You haven't done anything wrong. You haven't done a single thing wrong. But because someone thinks that you might, that's going to give the judge and the police department and others to take away your property, to come into your house and take away your own property. I think that's wrong. I think the real issue that we need to focus in on is mental health. What is going on with our mental health community? We need to figure out why are people thinking the way they're thinking? What is driving them to create these horrific crimes of taking life? I think that's really where we need to focus. Let's not focus on what someone has in their hand. Let's focus on what is on their mind when they're doing this type of stuff. I don't know if that's the true statement or not. I think what we need to evaluate is, let's look at this program. Does it need to be expanded? I think the jury's still out on that as well, because we have a lot of vehicles on the roads today. We have a lot of congestion. I think at the end of the day, let's be thorough on how we make decisions. I'm willing to look at it. I'm willing to discuss it, but I'm not willing to say at this point in time that we need to increase it.